The Netherlands will soon have a new water safety policy. The current policy dates largely from the 1960s. But since then, the number of people living behind the dikes and the economic value they produce has dramatically increased. Moreover, as the years pass, our knowledge of water safety issues increases. For example, about the operation of our water protection measures and the consequences of possible flooding. Thanks to new technologies, we also have a better idea of possible ways for water to break through the dikes. What do we know better now? We know how piping can weaken our dikes. We have learned that a dike will fail sooner if water is flowing through it instead of over it. We also know more about the consequences of flooding. In one area, the water will penetrate deep into the polder quickly, and the number of victims and the economic damages will be severe. But in other areas, the water will slowly seep into a shallow polder, resulting in few victims and minor economic damages. Thanks to computer simulations, we can now estimate these differences fairly accurately. We are therefore much better informed about where the risks are severe, so we can focus our investments more effectively. We have taken these insights into consideration in the new water safety policy, which is based on the likelihood of flooding as well as the possible consequences. We have set 3 goals for ourselves. First, every person in the Netherlands must have a basic level of protection. Flooding can cause large numbers of victims and major economic damages. The second goal is to prevent these major consequences as much as possible. The third goal is to offer more protection at locations where the loss of vital or vulnerable infrastructure would lead to severe consequences for the country as a whole. In order to achieve these goals, we will have to move on 3 fronts simultaneously. First, we will have to formulate new norms for the dikes and dunes. In some places, we will have to perform more work in order to provide a basic level of protection. In the locations where the consequences for people and the economy would be major, we will have to increase the level of protection even further. And in the places where we are relatively safe, we must ensure that the dikes are properly maintained. Secondly, we may also be able to achieve our 3 goals in certain areas if we take a closer look at the spatial planning in the area behind the dikes. We may also be able to achieve our 3 goals through other means. A specific measure in the field of spatial planning may be able to significantly reduce the number of victims and the level of damage expected. Thirdly, we must draw up detailed evacuation plans in cooperation with the safety regions and inform everyone involved about the risks of flooding and the evacuation options. After all, you are always safer if you know what to do in the event of an emergency. The new water safety policy. We draw up new norms for the dikes and dunes. We take advantage of the opportunities present for spatial planning, and we draw up good evacuation plans. In the event that anything does go wrong, we will be well prepared. That will keep the Netherlands the safest river delta in the world, and we will be able to maintain our international reputation in the field of water safety.